Hey, so these are my new header cards with the hole punched onto bead. There's a bunch of different patterns. I grabbed a couple to show off. Can't really see that bead, can you? That's sad. It's bright red, blood red, going into burgundy, going to black. Looks like a squashed basketball. Anyway, that's my header cards. They have no name, no information, so I can sell wholesale if you're interested. Toss. So I posted on Facebook, what should I talk about? And the first person said, sex! With an exclamation point. Yeah, how about I put makeup on while I talk about sex, because that'll distract me a little bit, right? Depends on what your definition of sex is. We have a tendency, I know people who believe that sex is only when a penis goes into a vagina. That's sex. Everything else is something else. I don't believe that. Sex is intimacy. Simple as that. If you go back to Pulp Fiction, yeah, a foot rub got into that category. Sex is anything that allows you to connect to another person in a way that fulfills you and comforts you and makes you feel like you're part of their life and they're part of your life. That's pretty much sex. There was a time when I was younger when I used to be really, really proud of my abilities in physical intimacy. Because there was a time in my life when I did not know that sex did not equal love. So to me, if you could get somebody off, they must love you. It's not true. And it wasn't long, a couple of years, before I figured out that most people are just in it to get off, and they don't have any emotions invested. And the separation of procreation from pleasure and pleasure from intimacy is one of the great problems going on in our society right now. You ever notice I always start with eyebrows? I had a huge fixation on my eyebrows when I was younger, which is why I have no eyebrows now. It went from here to here, with like 5 of them right there, and all the way down into here, and just huge eyebrows. And yeah, I pluck too much. So those of you who pluck, you know, eventually you will run out of eyebrows. On the other hand, the meds that I was taking a short while ago caused hair growth in a couple of different places, and I've got more eyebrow hair now than I've had since I was 25, which still isn't that much. Anyway, sex. If I take her at face value and we talk just about sexuality, we talk just about pleasure, do what it takes to get your partner off and don't worry about yourself. Getting your partner off is what it's about, and if you get off, hey, wow. They should be doing whatever they can to get you off. You should not be worrying about you. If you have to worry about you in the course of interaction, there's something wrong in the dynamics. Because they should be worrying about you. And it's really annoying that this light is such that I can't see the colors, because this is purple, but it looks just like my bruising. So I think we're going to switch it up and wear colors that I never wear. How about blue? I have never put blue eyeshadow on. Not once. But this has blue eyeshadow, see? Because I was using the purple, and you cannot see the purple on my eye. It's just lost. So we're going to put blue eyeshadow on, because why not? We're on a video, and we're going to put the glittery blue eyeshadow on, just for Lorianne. Well, you can see that. If the only reason you're bumping uglies is to get off, get a vibrator, get a sleeve, do the whole world a favor, and take care of it yourself, there was a time in my life when I was into very, very violent sex. Would be still if it wasn't for the fact that I break, and I bruise, and I bleed, and I tear, and I damage. Violent sex is more of a sporting event. And in fact, I pissed somebody off when the kid was still in grade school, and at some parent-teacher thing, some woman asked what sport I was into, and I said bondage. And the husband stomped on my foot really, really hard, and we walked away. Don't ask me questions in public you don't want a blunt answer to, because I got a really bad habit of answering before I think. I don't like blue eyeshadow. I really don't like blue eyeshadow. That's just really bringing out the bruising even more. Somebody posted a thing a while back about Silicon Valley cuddle puddles, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah? And somebody else posted about how millennials are so messed up, the only thing they know about sex is how to cuddle. And I'm like, y'all are missing the point. There's a guy I know who once told me that if he wasn't having sex twice a week, there was something wrong and he'd be looking for a new relationship. Scorecards. These are the same people that think sex is limited to specific events. I'm mostly just stream of thoughting this, you know that, right? Let's try some blush or some contouring. My cheekbones don't match. Do you notice how sometimes the makeup just sinks, hits and sinks and doesn't spread? That's because I need to exfoliate. I need to put a mask on and exfoliate. If you can't be intimate with somebody without it being sexual, then you should probably talk to a counselor. If you can't be sexual without being intimate, you should probably be paying a professional. I look like a clown. I don't like makeup. I really don't like makeup. And I can't put eyeshadow on, or can't put mascara on, so I can't really outline the eyes. Back in the 80s, I could do makeup really, really well, and we used to put the makeup on Friday night with an airbrush and latex paint, and then take it off on Sunday with paint thinner. I gave serious thought to getting tattooed eyeliner, but I didn't do it. And I'm probably glad I didn't do it. There, how's that? No base makeup on. Let's try the inside of the eye, get some light going on. Everybody's laughing right about now because I'm lousy at this. That purple really just becomes brown when it comes onto my face. That's the lightest, almost white purple I'm putting on, and it's turning brown on contact. Somebody want to explain that one to me? That did not do what I wanted it to do. Anyway. If you want me to talk more about sex, you're going to have to be a lot more specific. If you want to know new positions, I can talk to you about new positions. If you want to know STD risks and dangers, I can talk on that. If you want to know the difference between old school sadomasochism and modern bondage, pretty familiar with that one too. But if you just want, see, it's turning brown and accentuating the bruising. Do you see that? It's an almost white. It's an almost white. It's direction. That one. Okay, I give up on that. You're going to have to be more specific, because just saying talk about sex, I could start talking about the Kinsey reports. 50% of women fake it. Friend of mine, girlfriend, well, I call her the girlfriend. She's just my oldest friend. We girlfriend together. Took me to a talk thingy at Powell's bookstore a couple weeks back when I might have been contagious, maybe. And it was some 30-something-year-old, used to be a model, terminally blonde California woman talking about how she discovered masturbation and the first time she got herself off. And it was just this groundbreaking thing, and there's this room full of women going, wow. And I'm sitting here going, I seem to recall Gloria Steadman writing a book on that. Wasn't it Gloria Steadman? Kinsey Report? Didn't we have women's liberation once? Didn't we have the burning the bras and free sex and all of that? Did we not tell our daughters? Did we not tell our sons? Did we not educate the next generation down? The people 10 years younger than me didn't get this. She's talking about being in school and not knowing anything. Something went wrong. Something really went wrong. So, there are books. There are older books about how to pleasure women and how women should pleasure themselves. If you have questions, go to the nearest sex store. They'll show you. They have diagrams. If you're too embarrassed to do that, there's Pornhub. And yeah, I know the person who asked the question doesn't have any of the questions I'm answering in her mind. I think she just wants me to talk about raunchy sex because I write porn sometimes. So if that's what you wanted me to talk about, you kind of needed to have told me. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.